I hope it's someone strong like Barondifleur.
Or maybe Blue Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon.
Hey guys.
What the heck, a level 1 reptile loser. Dark Dragoon, get rid of him.
Ah. So they think I am weak, well I will show them. Yes, I am a lot stronger now. Hey guys, remember me?
Oh wow, I didn't know reptiles could become the legendary serpent, please forgive us.
Too late for forgiveness, see ya chumps.
Ron the Reptile Rogue Man here, Ogdoadic's strongest reptile nerd. So essentially we're going to go ahead and be talking about Mitsurugi Ogdoadic here. That I did mention, I did make a profile for in a previous video. People were asking me, when is that gonna drop? Well, it's dropping now. So we have the list right here, as you can see on the screen. This is what the Ogdoadic Discord had, basically given a consensus on, but it's still a bit of my spice. It's not exactly what they have. A bit of my spice is sprinkled in there a little bit. Let's go ahead and start with the list real quick. If you enjoyed the video or my previous content, feel free to go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you for your support. With that being said, Ogdoadic Mitsurugi. Habai no Ana, the snake pit. Starting with our Ogdoadic part of the deck, right, which is arguably the biggest part of the deck. One of the reasons why persons don't like this build is because Ogdoadic engine is pretty big, but I want to play a reptile deck. You can play your Drytrons, you can play your Ryzeals. I'll be over here with my reptile shadow government overseeing everything I do. With that being said, 3 copies of Naya, the Ogdoadic remnant. So Naya and Nunu share the same effect of they can pitch themselves from hand and go ahead to dump a opposite chaos type. So light dumps dark, dark dumps light. The difference is that Naya, upon special summon or normal summon, can add a archetypal spell and trap from the deck to your hand, and Nunu can go ahead and reborn himself, herself, whatever it is, from the graveyard as long as you control a archetypal name. Moving on, we have Curse, one of the card glued to most people's hands. Curse, the Ogdoadic Light, basically he can tribute a monster on the field to special summon himself, and then upon summon, he can actually bring out one from the graveyard. And if he uses his effect to bring out himself, the opponent can go ahead and special summon out a monster from their graveyard. The card that everybody hates, Ellerit. Alright, leave my boy Ellerit alone. He did nothing wrong. Right, he's a good boy. He does nothing wrong. But anyway, same effect like Curse to bring himself out, and once he is summoned, he can go ahead and basically recur banish reptiles, and well, any monster, including reptile monster, from the banish zone. The reason why people don't like him is because whereas Curse lets him summon a body, he can make them recur one, right? So I can understand why I play Ellerit, because he's part of my sauce, but part of my my spice that I have going on here. You could play King Aaron instead of him, because King Aaron makes the opponent discard a card, and Ame no Mukurno also makes him discard a card. So basically, he can be a bit more annoying than Ellerit, I guess. 1 copy of Zoha, the Ogdoadic Boneless. This card, my boy Boneless, come up a lot to unbreak your hand and also to begin plays, which I have like 4 replays up here. As you guys can see, it's gonna be a long video. Yeah, so basically he can search if he's sent to the graveyard or someone from the graveyard from the field, and discard one. Also the opponent draws one, discards one. But if you have to get access to something, he's aware to do it. Of course, we play 3 Snake Rain. Snake Rain is a very strong, dump for reptiles, insane. This card that got better over time, Konami was really in their bag when they made Daybreak, I'm not gonna lie. Daybreak opened the deck up to so much, possibilities of link summoning, synchro summoning, Xyz summoning. It's really good. This build has access to Daybreak, which is a very good card that the other builds don't have access to. So I love Daybreak. 1 Lily. Lily is not good as it once was, back in Anju format invoked Ogdoadic. It's just there just in case you open up the Daybreak to help you extend. But yeah, it's whatever. Some of our free range reptiles would be Nighthread Serpent. Of course, our build can actually abuse him much more than the regular versions, because we can constantly loop him. Really good card. 1 copy of Reptilian Kotal, a combo piece and an extension piece. All you need to do is control a Dark Reptile, which the deck is 90% Dark Reptiles. For our Mitsurugi part of the deck, we play 2 copies of Mikoto. You could just play 1, but for my intents and purposes, you need to play 2 Saji for the combo. 1 copy of Kusanagi, aka Susano. This guy goes ahead to recur any card of the archetype as long as he's tributed or special or normal summoned. People don't like him, they think he's weak, but I think cards like Kusanagi in current format are really good. Cards that give you a grind game are really good. We only play 2 of each reptile, so we play 2 Futsunomitama and we also play 1 Aminomo Kuruma, right? This one can go ahead to reborn any reptile from the graveyard, and which is a lot better in this deck because we're reborning reptiles for follow-up, we're reborning reptiles for all manner of stuff. And also this guy is a negate, and they all float back as long as they're tributed and go +1. Really good. 3 copies of prayers. Prayers helps you to go ahead and begin your plays and dodge hand traps. Again, something this build has that others don't is more ways to dodge hand traps with prayers and daybreak. 2 copies of ritual spell. I play 2 because opening up 1 can help you play under shifter really well, because these cards don't care about if they go to the graveyard or not. They just care about being tributed. The Mitsurugi part of the deck can play through shifter, and the Ogdoadic part of the deck can play under Joel, basically. So it's really good. Those 2 decks really complement each of their weaknesses really well. 1 copy of Purification, it's a Omni Negate, really strong card. For our non-engine, we play 3 Nib, 3 Ash, 3 Talents and 3 Imperm. Talents in this deck, it goes crazy because you're playing a lot of extenders and playmakers, and this deck Ogdoadic as a deck eats hand traps. So if they hand trap you and you have like a decent hand, you can just play through 2 of those anyway and then look at their opponent's hand and just continue playing. It's really, hand trapping in this deck is awful. It's really good to just eat 2 hand traps. And the one Plague Spreader, the only brick that's not really a brick because we play so many cards that can get it out of our hand really easily. Extra deck, again, My Spice. We're playing Arms of the Genex, return 0. 1 copy of Arclight, 1 Zeus, 1 copy of Eclipstins, 2 King of the Feral Imps, 1 copy of Abuaku, crazy card coming out in Supreme Darkness here. Unicorn that can translate into the Abwa. The Beat Cup that can also translate into the Abwa. 1 copy of Reptile Echidna, and one of those cards that really helps you play through, like really eats hand traps. So if they hand trap you and they take the the 50-50 with curse and you make Echidna to search a reptile, it's really good. But you're locked into reptiles, which we don't care about anymore since we have decent reptile payoffs. 1 Haggard Lizardos, this card, I will admit, I was one of Haggard's biggest haters, but the boy got sauce. The boy got some sauce on him. Copy of IP Masquerena, 1 SP, 1 Sprint to send the brick, and 1 copy of the Link Spider because different names comes up with a lot of our links. With that being said, we're going to go ahead into the replays because we have a lot to go over. Let's go.
I'm a snake.
For the first start hand, we have Nunu and Naya, pretty standard combo. I hate showing combos that work with Snake Rain because Snake Rain is just Snake Rain. You just know how that works. Getting 4 bodies in graveyard to begin your combo plays, it's really simple. But stuff like how to start with Zoha, how to start with just Nunu, how to start with maybe let's say Daybreak and Saji, stuff like that. I think those are the things that people should really know about. So those are the combos I focused on. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and use the both effects of the Nunu and Naya to dump their counterparts, Light and Dark. In this case, Curse and Allerate. We're going to bring out the Nunu. We're going to tribute Nunu for Curse effect to bring it out. It's going to be Banishment leaves the field. Bring out the Naya effect to go ahead and add Daybreak. Activate Daybreak, tributing the Curse for 4 tokens. Ah, yes. Sometimes everything's going on in the world, but fret not.
The world is in turmoil, and people are in pain. Even still, we can take comfort in knowing that there is bucket of wet slop grins.
So we go ahead and make the first link, which is Link Spider, go into Haggard Lizardos. We're going to go ahead and draw a card, draw Talons, then make a copy of Sprite Sprint to dump the Plague Spreader. You can go ahead and put back the cards, special the Plague Spreader, synchro up into the Arclight, overlay into the King of the Feral Imps, detach to go ahead and add the Army, and then trigger the effect of Arclight to go ahead and add the Ritual spell. we're going to go ahead and activate the ritual to dump the couple. It should be Saji, because we don't have any problems getting Night Sword Serpent in rotation, so probably gonna fix that soon. But yeah, we're going to add back the ritual spell with Kusanagi, and we're going to dump the copy of Saji here, fix that to go ahead and add prayers. Continuing, we're going to banish the copy of the Daybreak to put back the copy of Curse to dump the Night Sword Serpent to get its effect. So no point in wasting the dump on Night Sword Serpent. We can just dump it anyway, so just dump Saji always most of the time. Tribute the Sprint for Curse to put back these two into the graveyard. Notice that Plague Spreader's effect is not once per turn. Right. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and do so. Bring out Sprint, withdraw 5 cards, put back 1, it doesn't matter. And we're going to summon out the Amalgamation. So we got a negate up, and then we're going to put up a better negate up. So now that we're insulated, because we do have 2 light monsters in our hand to help us with Nibiru. So since we're insulated, we're going to go ahead now, activate the ritual spell to tribute the army, special out the Futsu, then army effect to go ahead and to add Purification and bring itself back out. And then we're going to go ahead and link off. This should be banished, by the way. We're going to link off into Night Sword Serpent, which should be banished. We're going to go up into Beat Cup, right? We're going to go up into Beat Cup and then activate the effect of Prayers to add a copy of Saji, tributing the Futsu. Then Futsu effect will trigger here to go ahead. So we're going to pay 800 to bring out the Kusanagi first, and then effect of Futsu to bring out another Prayers to have for the next turn. Bring itself back out. And then we have not normal summon this entire combo, so we're going to do so now. You could make a Dugaris. You could do a lot of things with those 4 bodies. You could make another King of the Feral Imps. You could go for another tuner play to make a Synchro 8. Decent things you can do, but we're gonna keep it simple here and just go for the Alba, right? And with Alba, we're going to again, we have different cards in the hand. We're going to go ahead and discard them to bring up back the Arclight, set 2. And then end phase, the Alba comes back. So essentially here, you have a lot of negates. So you're going to negate with Arclight, and then add the ritual spell. And then we're going to negate Dark, negate Light, negate Fire, negate Earth, negate Water, so on and so forth, right? And then we're going to go ahead and discard this card to use her effect again to bring up back the Arclight, and then she's going to come back again. So we, have another Omni Negate. Tribute that, add a card, bring it out, bomb the field, sure, and then we have another negate. And then this is where the Ogdoadic part of the deck really shines, because summon out the more they play the game, the more fully play get. So Naya, bring out Naya to add a copy of Daybreak. That could also be Lily. Effect to bring out the Kusanagi to go ahead and add the ritual spell. So already our follow-up is looking pretty crazy. On to the next replay. So for this hand, let's see what we'll go for here, because again, I don't like showing Snake Rain and replays. It's pretty brain dead. You should know what to do, and if not, I'll probably show one at some point. But we're starting with the Zoha and Daybreak. So we'll activate the effect of Tribute to make 2 tokens, and then Zoha's effect will go ahead and add Naya. Discard whatever card we had in our hand, because you open up 5 cards, of course. But we're going to discard Naya to dump Curse, and then Curse effect to go ahead and bring out the Nunu effect to go ahead and add the Lily. But we're going to link off into Haggard. Haggard effect will banish the copy of Curse to draw a card, and then we're going to go ahead and banish that to dump a copy of Nunu, and then Nunu will bring itself out, overlay into a copy of King of the Feral Imps to go ahead and add the army. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, by linking them off into Sprint, we'll put 5 reptiles into our graveyard and then make the effect of Lily live. So we're going to go ahead and dump the copy of Plague Spreader first, activate Lily to go ahead and dump Saji, reborn Saji, and then get her effect to go ahead and add the copy of the ritual spell. And then from here, Bob's your uncle. We're going to go ahead and activate the ritual spell, dumping 2. This time, since we already have the Saji rotation, it doesn't hurt to get the Night Sword Serpent. So we're going to do so. Ritual summon out the card, add it back, special summon the Night Sword Serpent, then go ahead and to overlay into another King of the Feral Imps effect to go ahead and add a copy of Nunu, because we have not activated the hand effect of Nunu. So we're going to do so now. Activate Nunu, dump Curse. We can go ahead and activate the effect of Ritual to tribute the army to go into Futsu, triggering the effect to add and special summon itself back, the Orochi, to add prayers, right? And then we're going to go ahead and activate curse. We could curse attribute the Futsu to get more, but you know, since we can't really use this as a link material, might as well clear the link space anyway. So go ahead and tribute, and then we're going to put back the 2 bodies, and then we're going to go ahead again. You have a wipe card in your hand to make the returned GNX 0. Activate the effect, tribute Futsu to add Saji, and then that will trigger the effect to go ahead and float. Bring out a. I'm going to special summon Kusanagi from the graveyard, and going to go ahead and special out Futsu from the graveyard. We do also remember, don't forget to pay your 800 here. But anyway, we're going to link off into I am an IP, set 1, and pass. So we have, you know, IP, we have the negates, we have the board wipe, a bunch of stuff here. So, you know, and also the follow-up from the Futsu by reborning our reptile monsters. And, you know, go into SP, banish a dark, negate a dark, banish a light, negate a light, banish a water, negate a water, banish a fire, negate a fire. And something I want you to remember is that Futsu can reborn the Ailerit, and Ailerit can reset the attributes. So you can put back, on this turn, you can put back a water and a light. Next turn, you can put back a dark and a fire. You know, you're basically going to have infinite amounts of fodder for this card, for return 0. You know, tribute, float, come back, bomb the field, you know that works. Boom. Alright, next replay. Alright, so in this hand we've opened up the Plague Spreader and 3 non-engine. So I want to show you how Plague Spreader is not really a brick, and also the fact that, you know, we have Nunu here, and the one which is basically a 1.5 card. Anyway, effect to go ahead and send a copy of Zoha to discard the Plague Spreader, bring out the Nunu, normal summon the Zoha, and then that's it. That's all it is. Go into Naya discard effect to go ahead and dump a copy of Curse. Curse will tribute this body here to bring out itself and bring out Naya, and then we are off to the races to do the combo again. But this time we'll change it up just a bit, just because, you know, we did already go through the sprint targets. We don't need to make sprint really. But yeah, same thing here. Go ahead, add ritual spell, but this time we have an extra reptile body to use for the prayers, which is what this is something I like about starting with Nunu. So effects, tribute, add back, special summon, go ahead and activate prayers to add Saji. Oops, I meant to pay 800. Special out the Saji, and then we'll add the effect of, with the effect of Saji, we're going to add purification. And then from here, we can do, you know, the Abwa play here. We're going to beat up, activate the effect to tribute, summon out the Futsu, and then float again by bringing back the army to add a card. And then we go up into the Abwa, discard a card with Abwa, bring out back our Arclight, and then link off those into SP, set 2, and then, you know, pass. But we could do something a bit more. Let's see what that is. So we're going to put back the IP, bring about the army, and, you know, attach that. So we're going to basically here, we're going to get the Ailerit into rotation, because, you know, this does flowgate you. Any card sent from the deck or the hand is banished instead. So we're going to activate the effect of the Daybreak to put back a copy of Nunu, to dump the Curse, and then we're going to go ahead then to bring out the copy of Arclight. We're going to tribute that to bring out and then put back 2, and then here we go again. You do lose out on the Abwa recursion here, but, you know, and then get back the Plague Spreader, and then make GNX return 0, set 2, and then again you have the negates, you know, and we have the recursion. So that's something I love about this deck. It does put up a lot of interaction, and the follow-up is just insane, because Mitsurugi's follow-up on a whole is insane, and Ogdoadic, for Ogdoadic, the graveyard is just your second hand. So the follow-up is just crazy, and I love that about this deck. You know, you go through the motions and do your thing. But now, it's time for the Rogueman Spice. The Rogueman, you know, a little extra. Hand has a copy of Oditama, which is an honorary starter. If you want to play it, you can. It's not really that bricky, because Sakitama can act as an extender anyway for your rank 4 stuff. But in any case, we're going to go ahead and normal summon out the copy of Aritama, make Sakitama, and then, you know, get access to Nunu Naya, which we showed previously. It's basically a very strong full combo. Both effects to dump their counterparts, tribute off, bring out the copy of Curse. Go ahead and make our tokens. Link up. Link Shoka. We're going to directly into sprint this time, firstly. We're going to dump a copy of Apple Dragon, not a copy of Plague Spreader. Right, instead of Plague Spreader, we're going to go for Apple Dragon, right? Ringo Wormo. And then we're going to bring out our Naya, our Nunu, because we control names. Overlay into a copy of the King of the Feral Imps effect to go ahead and add a copy of Kotal. Kotal to special summon herself because we control dark reptiles. Synchro summon up into a copy of Coral Dragon, and then Coral Dragon will go ahead and go up into a copy of the Starter Dragon. I'm going to draw a card. In this case, we drew Nib, and then special out the Apple Dragon. Go into a copy of this Potter. Go into a copy of this Potter. Activate the effect of Ailerit to go ahead and tribute off the Sprind to make some space for, you know, Haggard Lizard Dose. Banish a copy of Nunu to draw another card. So we drew 2 cards in this combo instead of 1. And then we're going to go ahead and activate Daybreak to put back the Nunu to bring out a copy of the Night Sword Serpent, which will then will go ahead to banish the Apple, since we did Synchro Summon this turn to make a copy of the Ringorum Turrican. And then we're going to go ahead and activate the effects of the, what's it called again? The Spotter to bring out the Ringorum because it's a light monster. So now we have Synchro 4, which will obviously be the Arc Light. So then we're going to overlay those, this time not into King of the Feral Imps, but this time we're going to go into Eclipse Twins. And we're going to make Unicorn. Don't ignore that, that's Unicorn. That's Unicorn. But anyway, we're going to make Unicorn and then activate the effects of Arclight, activate the effects of the Eclipse Twins to bring up back a copy of, we're going to add Ritual Spell first, then bring up back a copy of the Feral Imps and attaching it itself to it, you know. And then we're going to activate that to search Army. Right, so we're going to activate that effect to search Army, and then link off Unicorn and King of the Feral Imps into a copy of the Abwa. And then we're going to activate our Ritual Spell, dumping the 2 names. Special Summon, add back 1, add back Prayers, really good. Man, this deck is versatile. But anyway, effect to go ahead and tribute off the Army to summon Futso. Army effect to float into the trap, bring it back. And then we're going to go ahead and activate the effect of Army to, you know, discard a card. These 4 cards that are in our hand are not a part of the 5 cards we drew. So, theoretically speaking, we should have like 8 cards in hand, or at least 7 cards in hand, because we discarded 1, put back 1. So, we should have like 7 cards in right now. So, we discarded one of those cards to bring up back a copy of the Arclight. Since we are now insulated, we had this as a negate, and we have this. We're going to go ahead now, tribute that Futso, bring out the Saji Futso effect to go ahead and add another Prayers for the following turn, bring itself back, and then we're going to go ahead and link off those into a copy of IP, set, and we could also set the Prayers, you know, for the effect of the Army. Effect, negate, discard, bring it back, put back. The putback for that was for the effect of Dispatcher to destroy a card, and since we have Arclight set up, they could go ahead and banish a card from their hand or from their deck to make the negate of Dispatcher alive. You know, effect to bring up back that, bomb the field, effect of Futsu to bring up back the Naya, to add a card for follow-up, the card that we put back. So the thing about this build that I play is that it's basically going to grind infinitely. It's literally going to grind infinitely, because unless they deal with Abwa can bring up back the Dispotter can put back the Daybreak can put back a Reptile, so you're just constantly in a resource loop that never ends, and I love that about this deck. But you know, we're going through our motions here, and that's pretty much it. That is indeed Snake Pit. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, if you did enjoy this video, please like, please subscribe, help your boy out in the algorithm. With that being said, I have taught the snake Ritual Summon. Peace. Be safe.